Yo, yo. Just give me a second. Pull together a couple of things and then we'll get started. Actually, I have a couple of in-game stuff to do before the maintenance begins that I forgot. It's okay, Thrice, I'm here now. You're safe. Don't worry about it. Let me pin the video, of course. As one does. Hello, Raiden. My dear, stop rolling. Hell yeah. What it's all about. Hope everyone had a great day today. I sure did, personally. Okay. Alright, so... the thing that I forgot to do is the Kermid supply delivery. So I need to do both Conquest and Normal mode. So I'm gonna... I guess I'm just going to like whip out the channel or something to go do them. You know? I'm supposed to study but didn't do shit. It really be like that sometimes. Cleric on top after dispatch? I mean, I'll share more of my thoughts once we start going through the motions. So the Cleric change is a nerf for solo PvP, which is funny, right? But obviously it's going to be a DPS buff for PvE, right? So, yeah, no. But like, since you're going to be reliant on Earth's Punishment being present on the target to be able to spam Condemnation now, which is really important in PvP, right? Because not only is it one of your main source of DPS, it is also one of your like more reliable source of like timely CC with the root spec on Condemnation, right? But Earth Punishment is very, you know, you can just pot it and then it's gone. So, which means you won't be able to spam Condemnation anymore in PvP if people do that. Keep making that changes and make it stronger in PvP but weak in PvE. I mean, the change they're doing today is making Gladiator stronger in both. So, you know. Alright. Exploration. Gonna do that. Like, they're basically buffing synergy between Templar and Gladiator. So your counter spells are going to stack with each other. Like, they're getting nerfed, but they will stack. Everything else? Yeah. I mean, they're basically making, like, Gladiator and, like, stacking both Templar and Gladiator, like, valuable, again, for the Gladiator. Like, long story short, right? They are nerfing Life Leech, and they are nerfing the manual block for every class. So Life Leech is only going to be single target now. Which means that if you hit multiple targets with a life leeching ability, it's only going to proc the life leech once. And which, you know, as it should be, because it was a bit ridiculous. And the manual block will provide you with a buff. Like the spec that gives you 3 blocks will provide you a buff instead, so you only have 2 blocks now. Which, I mean, again, it was kind of neat. Like, 3 blocks was too much. Like, 3 blocks was too many. An AoE skill with the Life Leech node on it. It's not about that, Raiden. It's about Life-Stealing Blade too. It's basically like any source of Life Leech is only single target. Now, granted, again, for Gladiator, it's probably not going to make a big difference. But it will make a difference for classes like Ranger, for example. Like the amount that Ranger like life leeches kind of by default without necessarily giving a shit is just, it's broken. Miss my point? No, I get it. I get it. I'm just, I mean, I'm just being pragmatic in my answer. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that there are nothing in that way. So obviously, even for single target abilities, it's going to be in fact impactful. Like again, it's mostly going to be felt on classes like Templar, like Ranger. Balancing the fun out of every class at this point. I mean, it's just needed changes. Like the thing is, it's just that life stealing is just, as a mechanic, is just broken, right? So I mean, they are slowly fading life leeching out of the game, which at this point I think they should just fucking remove it, like bar special abilities. Okay, nice, 3 weapons. They should just fucking remove it, like bar like a couple of special abilities. But you know, they're just being cautious with it, I guess. That is an Iron Gladiator at all. I mean, it has a lot more ADPS now. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, like I know you're saying this because you know Gladiator like AoE and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that Glad is bad with AoE, like in any sense of the word. And Glad is an off tank. It has high personal DPS. It has decent AoE. It has the most powerful life leeching in the game. I would say broadly speaking, like in terms of like what the kit does, I think Glad is fine. It's more so like a gameplay thing. Oh yeah, they have said, by the way, Raiden, specifically for Gladiator, they have only specified that for Gladiator. They want to change the kit to be less impacted by ping. They only said that about Gladiator. So, yeah, no. Alright. I guess I could do it on like, they outright said that? Yes. It was like in the... You know the slides that list all of the changes? There was like a part of the slide that was... like developers are currently working on a future update that will adjust the Gladiator like combo system to be less impacted by ping. It was black on white, that's what it said. And they only said that for Gladiator, which is funny because Gladiator is not the only class in the game that has a problem with that, but you know. How are you doing? I saw a video about ults. If I don't fancy to do ults to make my second main, can I have just a couple of ults or the corridors? Yes, Jovit, you can. That's honestly just the baseline. As I said that in the video, corridors as well as whatchamacallit, Ascension Trial is like the baseline, and those are very easy to get into without investing anything. So yeah, if you don't want to do anything more than that, that's fine. Although I will say that very early into the game's lifespan, like, you know, Season 1, first portion of Season 2, also doing dungeons on ults is going to be good, because it's going to be very easy and accessible. But obviously that is up to you, right? About damage? Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't disagree with Raiden, right? I'm just saying that every class is getting fucked in the ass by ping, right? Obviously there's some amount of variation with every class, right? But like, it's just that if they're going to take measures to alleviate ping issues with Gladiator, they should just do it with every class. Like, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, right? And hello, Cerulean. Like, let's say if they're going to add a GCD to Glad or something like that, or like if they're going to change the the spammable combo system on Glad or something, right? Like, they need to do this on every class. Especially bad. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, like, Gladiator is bad, Assassin's bad, Range is bad, right? Like, right, these 3 classes, broadly speaking, kind of get fucked with ping a bit more than others. But broadly speaking, ping is just a huge problem with every class, right? They like, if they're going to do like ping alleviation changes, they need to, you know, do it for everything. No one doing this? Pretty work. Can I just intrude this? Yo, can I just get carried up in this bitch? I'm gonna try. One skill. I mean, it kind of is, though. I mean, I guess it's a bit different. Like, Assassin used to be a lot in Insignia, which... Insignia spam was based off of, whatchamacallit? Double dipping, like the CDR procs on LMB, right? Which, you know, indirectly, basically, like, adds 2 layers of impactfulness to ping, you know what I mean? Now it's a bit different, but yeah, Sin still gets fucked. I mean, again, just broadly speaking, they just need to change all of it. I do have enough. There's no damage. I mean, Sure Strike was a hugely damaging spell in AION2, like after 4.8. You know, it was your main ability after 4.8. Any thoughts on transferring server? I'm not moving. Like, I'm going to play on global in 2 months. You know what I mean? There's no point in me paying a premium to server transfer to do nothing more than what I'm doing right now, especially considering I'm literally leaving very soon. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Like this character has no movement speed, bro. Oh, maybe. I mean, I'm already there. There you go. Oh, big damage, yeah. I mean, that's just so broadly speaking, because, okay, if they start doing stuff like this, it means that clearly they've had feedback about ping, right? So I do hope it's going to extend to every class, and I do hope that it will ultimately... okay, one of them. Oh. And I do hope that it will ultimately, like, lead to bigger changes in playstyle and gameplay. You know, like, if they're going to start looking at that, because, okay, just look at it like this, right? Gladiator was like the first class where they did the button spam shit, right? And now they're going to scale back on Gladiator in terms of like ping impactfulness first, right? I hope it's going to do the same thing as with the spammable button thing. Macros are being too much now. Maybe it should be better to combine between left click and right click instead of ultimate. I mean, the way I use macro is it's just like bread and butter, like RMB procs, like stuff like this, and then mouse, macro software, spam, LMB. So basically, like the macro handles those 3, and everything else I just do manual. So like buffs, debuffs, you know, the likes I just do manually. But then again, I'm assuming that with low ping, there's probably more of a benefit to macro everything. I mean, now with that said, they are making Cleric a 1-button cast with this badge, so... you know. Yeah. Are we killing the other one, or...? I'm just going to farm until I get like a couple of guards. I think it's guards and hammers or something. Just so I can get on like at least the main 3. I think it's 2 per, right? What is your thought on the Chanter Cleric situation? At this point I have no idea what Chanter is supposed to be. And buffs and full healing. Chanter still provides some buffs that Cleric doesn't have, right? And some Chanter buffs like are either strictly better or better situationally, right? So Undefeated Mantra is just better than LOP, for example. And Sprint Mantra is a unique buff. Earth's Promise is still better than the Cleric equivalent, right? And Power of the Storm is worse than Earth's Blessing in PvE, but in PvP it's better. I mean, Chanter is still in a good spot. Also, Chanter has more ADPS than Cleric overall, like stealth. The difference isn't that big, but Chanter does more DPS than Cleric. Wow, we straight up skipped. That's crazy. Like, to me, I think Chanter is overall doing pretty decently. Like, it's better than Cleric in 1v1 PvP, whilst being slightly worse in group PvP, but you still want both. Like, I think both classes are... I think both classes are like pretty close to each other in terms of where they are. Now, if I wanted to see anything change, it's probably a change to Undefeated and LOP to like stack with each other, but just like, you know, not make stats that the other one already has stack. So basically, like you would just have the extra HP and stuff like that from LOP and the accuracy and so on, and create from Undefeated, but you can still stack both, right? What are your thoughts on macros? I mean, the game is built around it. I'm not the biggest fan, but I just play with it. There's not much point in bitching about it, because at this point it's here to stay, you know? This guy watching old video, great video, mate. Thank you. I mean, people liked it a lot, and Hello Kitty. Yeah, people liked the old video a lot, yeah, so I'm glad people are finding it useful. I mean, you know, there's the usual people that just come into the video to shit on the game without watching it, and also people coming into the video to ask a question that I have answered with a PowerPoint in the video. But you know, that's just part of the course. You can have all mantras active at the same time. Yeah. In terms of a channel, yeah, you can have Sprint and Undefeated up at the same time. LOP from Cleric and Undefeated are not compatible though. These are not compatible. Did I say when the ping shit is happening? No, it was just I think they briefly mentioned it, like, you know, on like voice. But I think it's just like, you know, it's getting worked on type shit. Oh yeah, they I think they nerfed Glad's invul as well. Patch, I believe. Need to put a 30-second TLDR section at the beginning just to... Nah, I mean, if someone is not willing to watch through the video before asking a question, like, whatever. I mean, bro, like, at this point, there's even recaps of videos. The game starts from season 1, should I focus on doing every dungeon in order to get rares and statues of Pantheon or do all achievements? Yeah. Everything that isn't time sensitive is not urgent. The stuff that is time sensitive is anything that is weekly, right? So make sure you use all of your energy, make sure you do the right choice in terms of your early investments, make sure you level up the ult that you want to play long term as early as possible to start stacking energy. Like, that stuff matters. Like, gathering the achievements to get the additional accuracy, like the Pantheon items, so on and so forth, you can do at any point. Now that being said, right, the 10 drop in the cave run Pantheon, this one I think you should get early, right? Because you might as well. It's only 10 runs, and you don't even have to open the box if you don't want to. The paintings themselves, you can just like craft them by running the dungeons on ults early on. Or you can just buy them, they're gonna be cheap as shit. Cube space, brother. Okay, it doesn't. This one's good. Are there nothing invul? It's trash already. I don't know. I think. Okay, they did say during today's live later that they're going to start doing some groundwork to do some like large PvP changes, right? I'm assuming that both that change as well as what they said today is because they are preparing to release the Battle Royale mode. And they want every class to do better in a 1v1 scenario. And doesn't what? Drop in a cave. Clearing drop near 10 times gives you a Bakama, like Transcendent Bakama statue that is like still biz today. And then yeah, for the paintings, like you just, you know, go through the motions on all of your characters and you'll eventually get everything anyway. And everything's gonna be like dirt cheap anyways to begin with. But yeah, the old video was well received. Like, basically, like, just think of the way I did the old video as how I'm going to tackle during all of the, you know, all of the like similar guides for like the global stuff that I'm going to release throughout September. It's basically just going to be like videos like these for like every subject. So like again, if you have like specific questions or suggestions for videos that I need to make for global, like bar the really obvious ones, because yes, I will be making a video explaining like stats and the soulbind system, for example. But like if you have ideas for those, just drop them in the suggestion box, and yeah, I'll get around to making everything. Can you make a gladiator guide for global? It's too hard for me. I mean, you laugh, but I'm probably going to make like introductory guides for just about everything. Are you waiting for NC macro confirmation code QL? Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm going to wait the longest amount of time possible to make videos about global stuff. Like, as I said, my current plan is I'm going to slow down streaming around mid-August to start groundwork to make all of those guys, right? There's going to be tens of videos, right? And I'll start releasing them from early September up to release, depending on relevancy of the video, right? Like, stuff like the dungeon guides for the early dungeons are probably going to come out, like, the same day the game comes out, you know what I mean? I think not make those mistakes? Yeah. Like, this is part of the pipeline. Maybe not exactly like this exact title, but everything will be laid out in, like, an easy to understand way for people who want to learn about it. And so, I mean, that's why I was planning moving up in the world. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, I do. At the end of the day, Raiden, I do try to answer in earnest regardless of anything. It's just that, you know, sometimes you do be saying some shit. What am I always to study as much as possible? Yeah. I mean, I'll be, you know, I'll be doing my due diligence. At this point, it's just like sense of duty type shit, you know. I have to do it. I'm actually making money from this. Yeah, all the glad's gone, so I guess that's that. But yeah, I do have plenty of stuff in the pipelines. I actually got a DM from NCA that I'm pretty happy to see. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but it confirms something that I'm really happy to see. And I'm gonna have to take care of this DM after stream actually. What's your community Discord? Exclamation mark Discord. 2 items. I guess that'll cover the main for the time being. That's fine. That's okay. Oh yeah. Also drop that key now. More PvP playability and rewards? Nah. Just something for me. I have to pay for a T2 sub, don't I? Nah. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. It's more of a me thing. Then else global dates? Nope, still not. Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing yet. And I am still left on red for my demand for an interview. I'm going to keep trying though. Like, I'm gonna keep fucking trying to try and get that interview. Hello, Charlie. What is T2 sub? Assumptions. Ethertech confirmed. Bro, you wish. You wish. You fucking animal. Alright. Yeah, that's 2. Did I forget to transfer these? Hold up. Hold the phone. I guess I'll do some dungeons in the main. They give us a bunch of energy, so I might as well. Did you got the sub? Oh, what do you mean, Charlie? Like, the sub for this game? I did on Discord, right? Yeah, I pay for the sub. It's the only thing I pay for, in fact. Please no Ethertech. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. Did I put them on the wrong storage? No, I did put them here. Wait, is it the wrong ones? Is it only like a limited listing of weapons? If so, that's fucked up. Oh, it's only the melee ones? Does that not count as melee? Hold up, what did I get? Bro, I got 3 mage weapons, my brother in Christ. Well, I guess I'm going again. Fuck. Quite mandatory? Yeah. Like, if you're going to play the game even remotely seriously, like, you have to get the sub. The free-to-play aspect is like, think of it like an infinite free trial. Like, you're not locked out of anything. Except, you know, for play training. But you will be progressing much slower, and overall you will just have a worse time. Can you? And thanks for the follow, Royal. Like, can you technically make it to endgame and do absolutely everything eventually? Yes. But if you're going to play the game to that extent, you might as well fucking grab the sub. You know what I'm saying? And thanks for the follow, Charlie. You read through the patch notes yet? I The patch notes will go up when the servers go down, so in like 30 minutes. I did watch the dev live though, so you know, we're just discussing a couple of things they said on it. I just waited on Taiwan to play for global after quitting in season 1. Actually insane how much of a good streak on healthy changes. Yeah. The game has strictly only been getting better, like, since its release. Like, obviously, they are a bit more shy in some aspect than others, right? And the game still needs a lot of stuff to be, you know, really, like, perfect, you know? I mean, not even perfect, but, like, you know, it's still rough around the edges in certain areas, but they have made the game significantly better since the release, and Hello Pojo. Like, there's absolutely no denying that. Like, the game is very fun, progression is very enjoyable, like, all the way throughout. There's not many hiccups, you know, just playing the game. If I watch later, I'm glad it's helping people. I mean, yeah, like, honestly, it's like the video I just released yesterday is one of my best performing video like of all time. So yeah, I'm glad people are finding interviews of auto farming in the patch notes. Yeah, like you're gonna be able to pay, like, we don't have the exact price yet. It's gonna be like between 3 to 5 million kina per month to get your pet to automatically loot shit. Running with people fight. Yeah, unfortunately, Drew, I don't think that's ever going to change. These people will never change. All you can do is just ignore their content, and you ignore their content. You should. I want to see it to old situation versus Lost Ark. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, like, I got the occasional comments of, like, you know, XDD, Korean slop, alt simulator game. Just people that didn't watch the video to actually understand what's going on with alts. And just, like, left that. Just pressing one button. Yeah, I don't authorize, but I'm sure people will do it. So, I mean, I won't. Like, it's genuinely just not needed, like, straight up. But auto farming that, sorry, myself. Yeah, nah. The auto looting on the pet is, like, such a honestly minor / useless thing. I'm surprised it's not just straight up free when you have the sub. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, the ones that get a bit too egregious, I just ban them from my channel. Actually, I just got one comment on the old video before starting stream. And the thing is, the nature of the comment, I'm hesitating between just simply banning the user from the channel or berating them on stream right now. Because I would have some choice word for the person who just posted a comment on the old video. Genuinely. It would be the first time I actually just call out someone by name. But I'm really tempted to do it, but probably not. You know, probably shouldn't do it. I crave for some drama, and I'm not that kind of person. Old video, guys. Right, yes, Jim, nice video. Oh, there you go. That it was a help. And I'll be making a lot more of those types of video going into global. Don't feed the trolls, yeah. I'm probably just going to ban the user from my channel. Like, basically, long story short, it's one of those like slop MMO content creators that, you know, does the usual like red text thumbnail, just berates game he doesn't play, like AI in thumbnail and everything. And he left a comment on my video just saying it's something like didn't watch, but I'm just going to swipe. I don't want to play alt, you know. Like, the guy made a video 5 hours after AION2 came out to say that it was the worst game he's ever played and he's never gonna play it again. And now he's leaving a comment in my video saying that he's just gonna swipe to not have to play alt. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't ask. Second of all, no one wants you to play the game. So how about you fuck off? That's my genuine opinion. No, it's not that guy bedroom. I mean, if you go check the comments right now, you're probably going to find who it is, because I haven't deleted it yet. But are you getting a Samo? What is this cook? I'm just getting the melee Chromide weapons for the supply delivery, like the weekly, for like 10,000 AP on my main. We got Rolex juicer. Nah. I'm not in the market to buy Rolex thrice. Now that being said, if you see like a PSA 10 Acropolis Crystal Lugia in my collection, you know, that you will know where that came from. Okay, these should be good. These should count as I mean, actually, it was a staff, right? Let's see. Fucking Warhammer again. Fuck. Dude, I'm only getting the wrong weapons. That's crazy. Well, I guess we go again. Good money isn't enough. Yes, that will be, that will do. That will do. I can't believe I've gotten every single weapon that doesn't count to the weekly the weekly supply delivery. Am I doing only Fire Temple? I'm doing it because of this. What is it? This Chromine melee weapon. 9,000 AP. I'm just farming it to give it to my main to get the AP. Now I should have gotten it in one run, you know, if the game wasn't stupid. But apparently the game is really keen on giving me ranged weapons only, which doesn't count for the supply delivery. Was Asylon? Yes, surely. Absolutely. Asylon is the biggest LARPer. You've heard it here first. But I mean, none of you guys probably don't even know who it is. It's genuinely just an irrelevant person. It's just an irrelevant person. But you know, he was part of the storm that made, you know, those types of videos as soon as the game came out. So yeah, I don't have a lot of respect. Also, Gen AI user for thumbnails. Yeah, like genuinely, you could disappear off the face of the internet tomorrow, and it would genuinely just be a better place. What a dig! Yeah, exactly. Ash's creation supporter. I don't even fucking know where the guy came from, nor do I care. Yeah, that's the guy, Eva. There you go. Actually, we're gonna do something right now. Hold up. Hold up. I'm just going to do it live. There you go. Got my video. Going to scroll down. Where is it? There you go. This guy. This. Alright. Freshie GG. Eat shit and die. You're not welcome in the AION2 community. You're banned from my channel. Wipe all you want. You'll be gone in a few weeks and no one will miss you. Never heard of that guy anyways? You're not missing out. It's the textbook definition of slop. Ah, there we go. Nothing about PvP in any game. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just part of the usual culprits. Just ignore all of these people. But if you're going to come on one of my videos, like, I will be making fun of you. Because you deserve to be made fun of. Like, legit made a video about the game like 5 hours after it came out. Didn't make it past Crowd Cave. Like, in the middle of the video, comments about the fact that the boss encounter in this game doesn't require you to engage with them. And the guy plays assassin and is standing 50 meters away from the boss and is like, look guys, the game is so easy, right? That was basically the entire video. Made a video like every other month to berate the game, and now is leaving a comment in my YouTube channel saying, oh, I'm just gonna swipe. You don't even have enough of a fucking spine to not play the game you said you would not be playing. It's not even that difficult, it's a video game. You're a spineless piece of garbage, Gen AI loving moron. Like, just don't even bother playing the game. Alright, time to do some dungeons. Cool. 900k, surely. I mean, hey, I'm getting there. Yeah, there we go. Name early on, no, nothing. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. Like, which means the guy didn't even watch the video. Like, I don't know. I have absolutely no respect for slop content creator. And, like, if you mind your own business, that's great. As soon as you show up on my channel, it's free real estate to be making fun of you. Maybe it feels fun? Yeah, I mean, every class, honestly, broadly speaking, feels fun. Like, as long as you play an archetype that you like, you'll have a good time in the game. Hello, Ray. Hello. Everybody's already playing. Yeah, I mean, these are the people who will straight up never like have a single day of enjoyment in their life. And honestly, I can't even feel sorry for them because it's entirely self-inflicted. So what can you do? Open our show today. I don't worry about it. I'm done talking about it. Yeah. Goddamn, Raiden, bro is digging. Holy. Like, this is, by the way, just to be clear, none of what I'm saying is like an endorsement to go harass anybody, by the way. Like, just to be completely like clear, none of this is. I guess I'll have to make my own group. Yeah, I'll just do that. Oh yeah, sure. Anything. Talk shit here? Yeah, that's fine. Explore NTL because content's too hard. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. The type of person who would make a guide to exploit a fight on TL, you know, you know the type of person. The type of person that is like going around discords of like new MMOs and asking to be flagged as a content creator for that game, to have his name show up at the top of the user list. You know, you know exactly the type of person these people are. Cut out, what did I miss? Absolutely nothing of value. Okay. Sure, that's okay. Yeah, okay. I'll just take anything and go. Man, server transfers are coming out today. I wonder how much is going to impact Nemon, because I already know there's a couple of like prominent groups that are leaving. So hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. Global release date when? I don't know, Snuggles, but I wish I did. Am I ready to turn into one person? I wanna go now. I see. Oh right. This, okay, I see. Take and taste. Yeah, no, that's the actual question. I'm using blue. Oh, that. I'll be using slightly more expensive parchments. Whatever. I don't have my resurrection equipped though. Hopefully they fix the English voice acting with this patch. How long does it take to get an ult at Crown start getting energy? I mean, I didn't mention that, but it's really fast. It's, you know, like an hour or something. An hour or two. Yeah, reaching Crown Cave is really fast. Like, that in specific anchovy is like stuff I will cover in like actual global release stuff. Like for early progression type shit, you know? I do have the total amount of time it takes you to be level 45 and do your exploration stuff as well, though. Make video how do you approach global release like the plan? Yeah, I will. I'll make a video about just about anything you can think about in terms of like guiding people through the early steps of the game. Level 20 start getting energy? Yeah, Jove, that's the plan. So gatekeep, when I stopped last time was too stressful. There is some gatekeeping happening in this game, but it's not for the right reasons. Like this game doesn't need any gatekeeping because quite frankly you can do everything very easily. At like really accessible gear levels. Like my personal recommendation is like just find a pre-made for the raid content to not have to deal with the stupidity of bugs. Because it doesn't matter the game, right? Stupidity will prevail in bugs. Like even in 14 that has no itemization, people gatekeep classes like on week 53. A savage, so. Regeneration worth building, restore 20%. Yeah, I mean regen is something that you build into on the side. Just happenstance because you can like put it on every piece of gear. You don't fish for it in Genius Insights though. There's better things to fish out in this. But like in gear, like specifically for PvP, right? Like in gear, well, like you also happen to be getting a bit from your restoration that effect as well. Feedback boost. I mean, the internet is completely black and white. That's the thing, right? To the eye of the people, you either hate something or you love something with like absolutely no nuance. That's the problem here. Like again, people think I'm a glazer for NCSoft or this game in general. Even though like if you spend any amount of time in my streams, you would know I actually have like a decent amount of criticism of the game. It's all about nuance in life, you know? Alright, black. Hello again with the chronomancer. Yeah, that's not a good time, is it? Not ideal in the current state of things. I already got hit by that. That's crazy. Mechanic is like a piece of work sometimes. But you're right next to the other one. Yeah, all three it is. 3 is okay. Probably won't play on EA server. Damn. Lag. For these. I think we can do one more after this actually. This group is fast enough. Like pity. Another Philistine. Very cool. Oh man. Oh, they're leaving, so I guess no more. And Forge. Doing good work with AION2 overall, just yeah. That's kind of my take too. It's like some stuff I wish they wouldn't do in AION2, but overall, like the game is undeniably just well built, well made, and fun, right? And they have been moving pretty much everything in the right direction. So it's hard to be, you know. It's when you understand the game, you've been playing the game and everything. Like obviously, there's always going to be feedback and criticism of the game, but overall, it's hard to like be pessimistic about the game, you know. Raid a dungeon, another game with vibe you'd like to see on AION2. I'd like to see Elfin Seaside and Forest. I mean, not particularly. Like, I will say I am missing the vibes of some of the AION1 dungeons. Yeah. Other than the classic ones. Like, think more of the below, like Beloria stuff, like Bishmundir, Renter's Base, Tiamat's Fortress, like those. I would like to see more. Like also, I'm gonna be honest, like it's AION, right? We haven't really been fighting. We haven't really been going after the belows. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know if you see what I mean. Like we've had Ludra, right, which was pretty explicitly, it was a stormwing event, like stormwing dungeon basically. But other than that, because like AION1 made us go through like, you know, minor generals and like minor figure on the below side, and we're not really doing much of that in this game. It's just like 50 Shades of Bakama, which like, okay, we get it. There's a lot of other belows we could go after, you know. And then 50 Shades of Chromede and yeah, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, for real, Tiamus. How's the game expected to be from free-to-play angle when global release? If you intend on not paying the sub, don't play this game. This game is very much a sub-based game. So pure free-to-play, don't play it. If you want to, if you're okay with paying the sub, you'll have a great time. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to be doing on global. This game before, after AION1? After. Well, we have 9 minutes until... Wait, did I... Hold up. Did I finish this? Okay, I did. Whew. I thought I didn't for some reason. Yeah, this is over as well. I mean, what can I do during 9 minutes? I guess I can do Ascension Trial. Sure. Why not? I think I entered the wrong difficulty because it defaulted to something else. It eats the ticket when you enter, right? Well, I guess we're doing hard. And I changed the difficulty on another character, and I changed it on this one too. Well. Do you swipe any after the sub? Nope. Do you keep up with the... Do you plan to keep up with the high-up end player? Yeah. When it comes to PvE, swiping is irrelevant. You will be able to do all of the content on day one as long as you keep up with the game on a baseline level. PvP is the thing where it gets a bit more complicated because like your resources get stretched a bit more thin and stuff like that. But I'm not interested in like being top 1 or anything. I'm just going to like grind enough to have stuff like X forms and you get like platinums from sieges and world bosses and everything, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that without putting a cent in the game. So yeah. Damn, bro just fucking died. Can I be busy hunting for Emperor calls? Yeah. I mean, we are supposed to be going after... what's his fucking name? Fafnir? in Moheim, it's Fafnir, right? As far as I remember. I still haven't gone through the full MSQ with the Moheim stuff. I should. Maybe it gets explained what's going on here, but... Not meeting Fafnir or Ishtar in 2026. Unfortunate. Okay, for fallen data. Yep. I mean, Pugs can't do shit in this game. I mean, to be fair, Pugs can't do shit in any game, but holy shit. It's been a little rough all around. The marketplace is locked behind the membership. Yep. Player trade in general is like, even like peer-to-peer trade is locked behind the membership. Up to the Impetusium. Is he? Isn't the Impetusium in Outguard? Maintenance is over. No, it's beginning in 6 minutes. And when the maintenance starts, I'm going to be going through the patch notes with everyone. Which do you think will be the least played between Spirit Marcher and Archer? SM. And thanks for the follow, Unga. Ranger is always going to be one of the more popular classes, and SM will be one of the least popular, so you kind of picked the two extreme opposite in terms of popularity. AION2 after playing for a few years, are the sieges pretty much the same as AION1? Not really, no. Like, sieges right now are just artifacts, and it's just like, there's an artifact boss that spawns, and whichever like faction kills it, gets the artifact. It's really fast, like 5 minutes. Not much to it. They have said we're gonna be getting castle sieges at some point though. The big orb, yeah. It's an artifact boss. SM it is? Yeah, I mean SM is solid overall. I mean, to be fair, there's no bad class in this game, right? If we're gonna be like completely like honest about it. But I think SM is overall like solid. It has some fun niches and it's a fairly decent DPS. Pretty bulky too, like as far as DPS goes, like actual DPS, not talking gladiator obviously. Like as far as actual DPS goes, like SM is one of the bulkier ones for sure. This is fine to make me hesitant to make it again. I mean, SM in AION1 was more focused on dispelling and dots, right? SM in AION2 is more focused on the summoning aspect. If you cap an Abyss, recognize and ranking. Honestly, I do wish there was some sort of ranking point like limit, because it just favors pilots too much. Like that's the problem with the Abyss ranking right now. Like pretty much the entirety of the top of the Abyss rankings are just people piloting. And then there will be no ability to move. I mean, there are ways to do it, Raiden. Like they can find a way to make it not stagnate, but put it behind content that is less friendly to piloting. You know what I mean? Like they can, you know, handle it similarly to AP. So like you have a ranking point cap weekly that is like through just ganking people in the Abyss, and then you also put ranking points behind daily and weekly activities, like arenas, for example. Why not? Like you put ranking point behind arena. Why not? So this way people have to queue arena. It's still capped, but there's effort that has to go behind it. Like the main problem right now is that you have absolutely no avenue as a regular player of getting high rank. You just can't. There's just no avenue. It's just not possible because piloting is too powerful. I mean, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, Raiden, what they did in Throne and Liberty in terms of their PvP ranking, I think overall would go better in the sense that there is a soft cap in the sense of the amount of stuff that gives you ranking points throughout the day, right? And there's like a heavy decay every day. So which means that the more you have, the heavier the decay. Sleeping is too much of a debuff, yeah. Working is too much of a debuff. Like basically, all of those all of those top ranks, like all of these people, they just pay for pilots and they never sleep. Like you go in the Abyss, you always see them around. They're always around. Like someone is playing that character to get ranking points. Now, granted, it doesn't matter too much because again, like anything that pertains to PvP and rankings in general gives you absolutely nothing in this game. It's just all cosmetic, right? It's just your name on the leaderboard, and then the main thing that you get from the Abyss rank is X forms, which gives you like slightly more juice, right? In terms of damage, like every 2 hours. Like that's it. It is a perk. It's not a very important perk though. But it's enough to consider maybe doing something about it. Okay, I won't help in just making you a problem. Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, it's on them to figure it out. But the current system favors bots too much. Like bots and pilots. Buy extra Abyss time? I mean, they probably do, yeah. Ice and Gazios. They have one Abyss area that's like this, and it doesn't work. Because people are just, like, smurfing. Alright, maintenance time. Many play Valorant which doesn't follow the health of the game. I mean, the problem is that there's 40 servers, right? And Taiwan and Korea probably has a much better, like, ranking health in terms of people playing legitimately, but Taiwan certainly doesn't. That is for sure. And ultimately, like, if you want a system to work well, you need to not have that system assume for, you know, actual moderation. You need to automatize the system to be built to handle itself, because otherwise it's not going to be like a reliable way to handle it long time. All right, let me pull up the patch notes. Is it worth it to server transfer? I mean, depends. If you're on Chromede, probably. But then again, like, if you're on Chromede and you intend on playing on Global, you're going to be moving out in 2 months. Do you want to pay the fee to transfer for, like, less than 2 months of gameplay? That's for you to decide. Me, I'm not going to do it. Alright, there it is. Hello, Empo. Hello, iPony. Will subscription transfer with my character? Yeah, it will. The only thing that doesn't transfer, as far as I know, is the server warehouse, like stuff like that. And the unlocked character slots do not transfer as well, as far as I know. The common matching, yeah, we'll see. I mean, next week is going to be a bit of a mess because I do think a lot of people are going to be moving around. I mean, who knows, right? Maybe there's going to be restrictions, but yeah. Time and Vanna, yeah. But the problem here is that they can't do that in every region, unfortunately. I said it's downtime today. Yep, and today is like a really long maintenance. It's like 7 hours, so you're just shit out of luck. How many days does it take to get max level? It takes a day. Cast changes. Okay, so we have balance changes off rip. Like, this is not a big patch. We're gonna start with the other stuff, and then we'll move on to the class changes. I guess it's gonna be a really short stream today, fellas. Alright, transplant map is added. Transplant map is a new feature. Yeah. So basically, think of the you know, on AION2, if you pressed N instead of M, it opened a map that only had like the guidelines of the roads and everything. Basically, they're adding that. To level 50, yeah. Takes 1 day. 2 days if you're being slow about it. Maybe a bit more if you're looking at the storyline, but yeah. So yeah, they're adding transplant map. Information, yeah, you're also going to see like all of the icons on the transparent map. So like think, you know, gatherables, NPCs, like rifts, you're gonna see those on the transparent map as well. 3 for SM, yeah, I think we're good without those. I mean, SM has 2 fears on 9.2, they just suck balls, you know, that's the difference. Only available in instance dungeon content such major territory. The dungeons, quest dungeon, and party dungeons. In instance on major territories. Okay, so I guess there's some maps where it's not available. I guess it makes sense. I still... Yeah, that's the server transfer stuff. Yeah. So if you server transfer, the shop stuff is not going to reset on the other side, so no cheesing on that front. Alright, so that's the server migration stuff. I mean, they have a like a whole PowerPoint thing that goes through everything, but like, long story short, it's going to take 1,000 kuna to transfer your main, and then 200 kuna per additional character. And if you have more characters than the 5 default, you will have to pay for the slots again on the new server. So 1,000 per extra alt, like beyond 5. Yeah, same race. Yeah, this is just like the stuff we already went through. Yeah, there's the server migration Q&A. So if you're curious about that, I'll post it on the AION2 info stuff. You can just skim through that. But we already went through that, so it was also part of the data mining last week. It's a one-time thing, no second migrating servers. I think it's an event, right? So it's going to be available for 1 week. I don't know if it's going to be restricted on like the amount of time you can do it during that week. Yeah, like all of these complications stem from the fact that they made so many systems like server-wide. So hey, good on them for delivering a transfer system that is honestly pretty fair. And like, you even get refunds and shit if you have like conflicting stuff on like the recipient server. And the fact that the transfer cost kuna makes it so you can, you know, do it by paying in-game currency. So overall, like, I think that migration stuff is fine. It's probably going to be available like once per season or something. People to pay transfer instead of merging dead servers. I mean, server mergers are going to come probably later, but I mean, I think server transfers were more important to get like out in the world, because there's also situations where it's not about being on a dead server, it's like not being able to play on the same server as like friends and stuff like that on the long run. So yeah, some issues like playing with your friends. Yeah, exactly. Like server transfer always has to come before improvement. Some of the scarecrows placed in Asia. Oh really? Okay. So they are adding training dummies that will attack you. So I guess it's to practice dodging, maybe. Oh, actually, you know what? This is also to trigger like certain skills that only proc when you evade and block, right? So like, let's say on Gladiator and Templar, you are not able to test your DPS when accounting for your passive. Classes that need to be blocked? Yeah. Quality information, crafting property information. Really? They are adding success rate on the crafts. They're doing it. I didn't think they would, but they are. Interesting. Maybe it's an EU regulation thing, you know? Might be. Probably need for EU. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm surprised they, you know, I thought they wouldn't do it. I mean, I guess we'll have like actual, you know, information on success rate then. So this way we can see that the Horn Dragon Maze that I failed was 95%, and I can be very upset about it. Fixed an issue where the map pin's going to be used. Yeah, it's still 50-50. You either succeed or you don't. For real, for real. Someone automatically leaving party force. Giant switching. Okay. Disorder. I think so for Muko. Why spill? Okay. Are they fixing the conquest like second boss bug yet or not? Because it's a bit silly that it's still here. Amon, Transcendence. Rose rate, fixed an issue of fear status. I guess they're not fixing it. Oh well. Close action marker was misleading. Yeah, so like it's all of this is mostly minor. Honestly, like this is the biggest information out of all of it. Like server migration stuff we knew about, and those bug fixes are mostly minor. I mean, I guess these two, like training dummies that attack for classes that need to proc stuff, as well as success rate on craft is pretty good. All right. Do you know the exact day Global will come out? Nope. No one does, but the estimated is going to be 17th of September for the early access and 22nd for the full release. You take with a grain of salt, obviously, but you know. Alright, so I guess let's move on to the class balance stuff. And this is where people are going to be happy, people are going to be upset, and we're gonna have a discussion about it. So, take this. Alright, so broad changes. Do you think if they add a system where you fail a craft, you get half of the material back? It would be nice, but ultimately, considering we have the guaranteed crafts and the upcrafting system, I don't think it's necessary anymore. Yeah, I think crafting is generous enough at this point. More nerf for Glad? Honestly, it's not enough. I mean, they are nerfing tenacity, but at this point, who gives a shit? Okay, so global changes. So basically, the spec on all of the manual block that gave you a third block is going to change to give you more movement speed. Yeah. So, I mean, this is just a nerf. Basically, you're losing one block from the spammable block, which it was needed. Like the manual block is fucking stupid. It really is. Like 2 is already very, very good. 3 is too much. Are these familiar classes? Yeah, I mean, only classes have the manual blocks. So, yeah. Like 2 blocks is going to be more than enough. Because, like, just to give you just to give you an order of business of how fucking stupid 3 blocks is right now. I tried running root again after they increased the landing rate with the Voice of Doom on Cleric, right? The first guy I meet in the Abyss, Gladiator, I cover a route. The route is 12 seconds long, right? So bro is just fucking stuck in place. Do you know what he did? He blocked 3 times and then used tenacity. And he invulned through the entire 12 seconds. Yeah. They kind of had to nerf that shit. Alright, so they are lowering the CC chance of some Templar and Gladiator skills, which honestly is not going to change much. Like, it's a 20% nerf, right? I believe. Yeah, it's a 20% nerf. It's not going to change anything. These classes already have too much CC chance. Maybe it's going to impact Templar a bit. Gladiator will be unfazed. Actually, you just fucked them up. I think that's still in the game, Raiden. I don't know because I don't root people anymore. XD, but you know. I'm surprised they don't show the percent. They do in the actual breakdown, but we'll check it in just a second. Okay, they are nerfing all pretty much. I mean, not all defensive. They are nerfing defensives like that are a bit too much right now. So think like the whatchamacallit, the SM buff as well as the Ranger buff. Like these are getting reduced in timer. I mean, I guess we'll see the exact duration during the breakdown. Probably okay. Yeah, for Templar and Chenner, the personal buff, the one that lasts for 5 minutes, that boosts your HP and everything, it's whatchamacallit, it can't be dispelled anymore. And they are nerfing life leeching abilities to only apply on one target maximum. So no more swinging your dick in a pack of mobs to be full health anymore. That's gone. All right, Gladiator. So rush strike, 20% less landing chance. As I said, unimpactful. It's not going to change anything. I mean, maybe it's going to change something specifically against classes that have high status effect resist. So like think SM, Stork, Ranger. Maybe you're actually going to have them resist every now and again. And thanks for the follow, Mikari. So yeah. Tenacity, that's the invul, right? So basically I think this is the level 25 spec, right? So the level 25 spec increases the duration of the buff by 2 seconds. Now it's only 1 second. I mean, most gladiators were not taking this to begin with, but I guess even less will now. So basically 4-second long tenacity if you have the level 25. It's kind of whatever. kind of whatever. Alright, so Counter-Strike. So you're passive, right? So they are nerfing the damage given, right? And it no longer overrides the wave armor damage amplification. Deep research. Deep research with AI. Well, you're getting banned. I mean, if you're using AI to like, go through changes, why don't you go ask AI to stream for you? Go fuck yourself. All right. Next. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier, Raiden. So, improvement to the skill chaining mechanism of the swordsman class are scheduled to proceed. Will provide a yeah. So this is the ping improvement they are planning for Gladiator that I was talking about. Yeah, wave armors are buff, not Templar. Yeah, I guess the translation during the live stream was incorrect. It's wave armor. It's not the Templar one. Although I think with the Templar one there was another changes. I mean, Templar is right after, right? Yeah. Alright, so Battlefield Banner. So 5% more on that. Just, raw buff. Shield charge, same thing as Gladiator, 20% less chance to CC. Now, the thing is, I don't think it's going to be impactful on Gladiator at all because the fucking CDR procs on Gladiator are just absurd in PvP, right? Like, at this point, you just see Gladiators just slam their dick on the keyboard with macros, like, spam CC without even waiting for the previous CC to be done, and you're still getting CC locked because Gladiator has no cooldowns, right? So for Gladiator, the 20% nerf is not going to change anything. For Template, it might be a bit more impactful. I can see this change being really rough for the Templar Sork matchup specifically. Yeah, like this change for the Templar Sork matchup is going to be impactful. Yeah, so much as yeah. Yeah, like Gladiator is not going to be impacted. Templar might be impacted for this, like specifically for like Sork matchups. Yeah. Alright, so Bodyguard, 4 less seconds duration. I mean, that's fine. It's still a really strong defensive in PvP, right? So kind of whatever. Alright, so Noble Armor can't be dispelled anymore. That's Taunt, right? I'm assuming. Okay, so straight up nerf in terms of the RDPS of Taunt. Do you show your macro settings? I'm not in game right now. The game is in maintenance, but broadly speaking, I just macro RMB and the eproc with the in-game macro, and then mouse macro with LMB to spam as much as possible, and then just do that. Punishment increase from 10 to 15. Okay, so that's the buff with whatchamacallit. I mean, it is called punishment, isn't it? I think it's straight up called punishment, right? So the buff is getting increased. Crusher, that's Kill strike, wanna racing. Love punishment by 1 second. That's one of your spammable skill, isn't it? Vicious strike? Okay, that's vicious strike. So I'm guessing, okay, Vicious Strike. So this is Warding Strike, right? Yeah, okay. So instead of reducing Warding Strike, it's going to be Punishment. So, okay, more offense, I guess. Reducing Protect and Strike. Hold on by 2 seconds. Oh, are they just swapping them then? Okay. Fury. So same nerf as same changes as Gladiator, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay, the frontal amplification is actually getting increased, so more personal DPS. And then the group buff is getting nerfed. Just a little bit though, not that big. Still a good group buff. But you are losing from taunt, so I guess attack value is adjusted. Yeah, and Roar of Insult is giving even more attack now. So basically, Templar is losing a decent amount of RDPS with this, but is gaining a large sum of ADPS with these, right? And this as well. Yeah, so I guess kind of similar to Gladiator changes. Like they are shifting some of the RDPS into ADPS. So I mean, people are going to lose their mind again after like prediction. People are gonna fire up their DPS meter and are going to see the high ADPS increase of the Templar and are gonna be like, oh my god, Templar is doing more DPS than regular DPS classes. Oh my god, as usual. What is ADPS? So ADPS is your personal DPS, right? It's basically like the raw number that accounts for all of the buffs that everyone gave you, right? And RDPS is your personal DPS plus the amount that you provide thanks to your buffs to the rest of the group. They nerf Templars? Nah. Overall, this is a buff. Overall, this is a buff. Yeah. Now, this specifically for PvP might be rough for certain matchups. Like as I said, I think this is probably going to be the most impactful in the Sork matchup, right? And this is a slight defensive buff, but it's kind of whatever. Everything else, though, to me, this is a Templar buff overall. Basically, Templar is going to be doing a lot more damage in 1v1 PvP, and in PvE, it's seeing a lot of its RDPS shifted into ADPS. So less reliance on your group not sucking ass, basically. So very similar to like Gladiator changes, basically. So yeah, overall, this is a buff. When damage himself be less beneficial to their body? Yeah, pretty much. And this is also like overall a buff to 1v1 in Templar. Because like, yes, they're stunning less, but they are doing a lot more personal DPS, which is something that I have been struggling against. Now, to be fair, honestly, like one of the big thing that Templar struggles with is they don't have a healing debuff for PvP, right? So they do struggle against Channer and Cleric a bit. Not in the sense that they necessarily die against them, but more so in the sense that they just give up on life when they tag them. Now, Channer, I think, has the potential to kill Templar right now, but it's a long fight, right? So yeah, until they give Templar an anti-heal, like that's just going to remain the case. But overall, yeah, Templar's gonna have more killing power. On PvP changes this week, yeah, that is another thing. I mean, I'm gonna talk about that afterwards, but yeah, next week onwards, they're going to focus on PvP balance changes, which is very, very, very likely because they are going to release the Battle Royale mode soon. So they have to change the game a bit in terms of the 1v1 potential of every class, because otherwise some shit is not going to fly. Which probably means that Cleric is going to have like a couple of, you know, I can foresee Cleric getting meaningful changes the next few weeks. I'm going to be honest. This is my raw prediction. I think out of all of the classes, Cleric is probably going to be the one that will change the most the next few weeks. SM on the PvP side. SM is overall solid in PvP, right? Like, its stonks went down a bit when they nerfed the taunt locking stuff, but it's still like overall pretty decent because SM is very sturdy. SM is very sturdy. It still deals like very good damage, and if you get a pin, the thing with SM is if you get a taunt off with Earth Spirit, you don't have to worry about remove shock because it's not remove shockable. So if you get it, you have a window to kill the guy. It doesn't matter. And in group PvP, if you can sync taunting someone with your group, it's a death sentence. So overall, like SM is solid. Templar changes seem decent. Yeah, overall I think it's a Templar buff. Like I can see Templars struggling more, specifically in matchups like Sulk. But across the board, I think it's just going to be a Templar Stonks go up. Whatever single class, yeah. I mean, SM has high status effect resist because it's a mage, right? And again, it has the surprise factor of taunt. So SM can upset every class. It's just that it's going to struggle more against high CC resist based class like SM, Soak, Ranger. Like these are the three I can see SM struggle against the most. Every other class it can upset. All right, that's Brawler, right? Unstoppable. I recognize that from last week. So I don't play Brawler, so yeah, I won't be able to comment on too much of that. Effect of increasing recast time will be changed to that it's not applied. Oh, that's Trineals, right? They forgot to do that on Brawler. That's funny. Update up. All right. Say less. Buff Channer. I would like to see very specific buffs to Channer, but I do think people underestimate Channer a bit because a lot of Channers just straight up suck ass. But I would like to see some sort of like extra healing for Channer in PvE, number one. And number two, in PvP, more reliability on... It's not Spinning Strike, it's whatever the knockdown is. Because it has a long animation, but it keeps not landing, which is kind of fucked. Increasing cast time, okay. 2 to 1 second. Again, I don't play the class, right? Run away. Magic removal effect. Okay, so same thing as the Channer and Templar buff. Bug fix on brushing, whatever that is. Like that's a lot of changes. That is a lot of changes. Let me know at my notes in some of the actual fucking skill name. That should be Explosive Fist. Is that what this is? No, this is Explosive Fist. Which one is this? 50% for the aerial blind. Did they mention this during the dev live stream? Because I have no fucking idea what this is. I mean, hey, I'm sure brawlers can figure this one out. I'll have it figured out by the time I make the patch notes video. Once I can actually get in game and check specs and stuff. And movement effect in front of target. Oh, okay. So I guess. Brawler has a gap closer that drops you in front of the target now. You didn't have that already? That's crazy. No damage anymore. Damage buff, they move from the dash skill. Ah, okay. I see. All the glad changes? Wishy-washy. A lot of it doesn't matter. Some of it is just mild change if you play Soto Glad with no Templars. It's kind of whatever. At least for this week. Okay. So they're changing this. So it was a movement speed that you had to use for DPS buffs, and now they're just like making it an additional front gap closer, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's good. That's good. To 30%. Okay, same nerf as the other ones. Stun duration from 2 to 3 seconds. Holy. 25% stun chance. Okay, so you are getting the stun chance back in the spec, and this is made baseline. So basically, this is just straight up a buff. This is just a buff. 5% more stun chance with level 5. I guess. I mean, assuming you do, you do run this to begin with. How are the channel changes? I haven't gotten to channel yet. I consider SM viable in PvP ever. I'll say that it's supposed to be a free kill. Nah, that's just straight up not true. SM is not a free kill. You got mugged so fast and Chovy that my tool didn't have the time to change the thing. That's crazy. SM overall is like DPS wise, it's within expectation of DPS classes in PvE, right? And in PvP, it's pretty sturdy. It has tricks up its sleeve, and overall, it performs pretty decently. Like both in group and solo PvP, SM has really interesting stuff that it can pull out to kill people. I would not call SM weak in any way, shape, or form. Want to make max ult possible or stick on one main? I'm going to make 7 ults on global. Alright, so next is Ranger. That's Palace's Ranger. Yeah, Bow of Blessing. Yeah, so Ranger got nerfed. Just straight up nerf. Bow of Blessing, attack. I mean, to be fair, that was too much. Like, this is... so they changed Bow of Blessing last week to give attack proportional to the amount of crit that you have, right? And it was 20%, which is absurd. Like, you would get, like, 1k, 1.5k attack for free with Bow of Blessing. So they reduced it by 10%. Now it's going to be half. And they are nerfing Ranger's defensive, Breath of Nature, by 4 seconds, which is... It's fair in the sense that it's a really powerful defensive, and because of the CDR procs on Ranger, all of these buffs are always permanently up. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is... It's still going to be strong. Guardian. Now that should be Channel, right? 1 second. Barrier spell. I mean, that's the... Okay, barrier spell is which one? Is that the AoE invuln, or is that the shield? I think the shield is in the... Fuck. I think the shield has another name. So that's probably the invuln, so who gives a shit? So that's the personal HP buff. And that's not the spell anymore. They are improving the animation speed of... That's rushing smash, right? Okay. That's the... yeah, okay. Stopping the game, I cannot actually adjust myself. Hacking SM, the latest comment. Yeah. SM is just straight up not... SM is straight up not like the most popular class. It's probably one of the least played class overall, and also most misunderstood. And thanks for the photo, Stoops. Appreciate it. Rock Smash. So more PVs. That's Dark Rush, I'm assuming, right? So that's probably Dark Rush Piercing Strike. More PV damage. And Promise of the Wind. This is actually huge. Yeah, this is a big personal DPS buff. It is pretty funny, I will say, that they just made Promise of the Wind straight up be a good passive on Chanter, and then they have been buffing it over and over. So like any Chanter who was like, you know what, it's only 5%. No, I think it was like 3%. Oh, you know what, I said it's only 3%. I'm not going to reroll everything. And thanks for Vizada. Like, you know what, I'm not going to reroll my accessories just to get it. Whatever, man, it's only 3%. And then they increased it, and now they increased it again. It's fucking 26%, bro, at level 30. 26% is a big deal. Like, if you play Chanter right now and you haven't rerolled your passives on your accessories and armor, you have Promise of the Wind, it's time to wake the fuck up. Did I miss Sork? No. Cleric, Condemnation, more PV damage, yippee. Now this, I have mixed feelings about. So basically, Condemnation, instead of having a 75% chance to self-reset when you use, raid incoming, alright. I mean, it's not going to be a very long stream, but you know. So instead of having a 75% chance to reset, it's going to reset when you crit now. Now, in PvE, that's not a problem, because when you use Condemnation in PvE, you have Earth's Punishment that is up on the boss, right? And Earth's Punishment makes your Condemnation always crit. So basically this means that in PvE, when you're bossing as a Cleric, you're basically just going to be spamming Condemnation. Like, after this patch, you're one button class in PvE. And it's going to be a straight DPS increase. Now in PvP, and thanks for the raid. Now in PvP specifically, this is actually going to be enough, because number one, you don't really run Earth's Punishment in PvP, right? Because you just have more valuable things to run. And I'm talking about 1v1, right? And the other problem is that the fact that your Condemnation crits on the target is reliant on the person having the debuff. And the problem with that is, as soon as the person dispels Earth's Punishment, which they should, right? You won't be critting Condemnation anymore, because Cleric, in terms of like PvP, Cleric's critical hit rate is just not it. And thanks for the follow, Balloon. So it just means that unless you're hard sending DPS in PvP, you will not be able to spam Condemnation anymore. So yeah, it's going to be a DPS buff in PvE, but in terms of the gameplay, it's going to be less interesting. Like there's a non-zero chance that you may just have to straight up unspec Judgment Thunder in PvE, because like you're just never going to be using it outside of just farming, right? And yeah, in PvP, you're basically not going to be able to spam this. And Stoops, thanks for the sub. Wow, very cool. Oh, is the thing broken? Yo, let me manually do it for you, Anchovy. There you go. And thanks for the follow. Wow, imagine that. The prime into the follow. You love to see that. But yeah, appreciate it. Enjoy the emotes as well. And yeah, more noble aura and is this LMB or RMB? Let me see. This is RMB actually. Yeah, so more RMB and noble aura buffs. So yeah. Speaking of Lost Ark, you got Stoops in there, bro. I'm so fucking bad with the name of people. So is that the real Stoops? I'm guessing it's a big deal then. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know, but either way, I appreciate the prime. Very cool. Is that Stoops from Lost Ark? Well, it probably is. It probably is because bro is ballin'. Bro dropped into the channel and straight up subbed. So clearly bro has some dough to his name. You know, I mean, okay, to be fair, it's a prime. It's a prime. It's a prime. Alright. I renamed no helmet mode. Oh, sorry. Let me do that for you. I don't know why it doesn't work. I mean, okay, you know, I think I know why. You know what? I'm gonna be streaming for like 10 more minutes, but just for you, Anchovy, I'm gonna fix it. Alright? Give me a second. I'm gonna fix it so you can goon like responsibly. There you go. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think this is the real Stoops. Clearly, bro is born indeed. Yeah, thanks for the 10 gifties, Stoops. Appreciate it. Very cool. Yo, do we have any regulars as winners? Let's see. I recognize like 1 or 2 names in that. Yeah, congrats for the free subs, guys. Enjoy it. Enjoy the free emotes made by me. Alright, there we go. It should be fixed now. And then I'll fix your redeem, Anchovy. Was this one? That was this one. And yeah, appreciate it, Stoops. Very cool. Again, it's not going to be a very long stream because I'm just going through the patch notes, but yeah, very cool. Spirit Castle, that is SM. So what do we have? This is whatchamacallit, proxy, right? Bandwidth. Good translation. Love to see that. Okay, so they are straight up just nerfing the duration of proxy. I mean, it's fair because like I'm going to be honest, when you encounter an SM in open world, like the amount of bulk these motherfuckers have is crazy. And once their proxy runs out, they just have to run out. They just have to run away for a couple of like seconds and then they can just have it again. Long stream incoming. I mean, bro, like, I would stream for a long time right now, but the game is down and the game's gonna be down for fucking 7 hours. Do you think the left and right click cooldown reduction on templates is enough in PvP? I mean, it should be an increase to your offense, so I don't think it is. 2 gigs. I mean, it doesn't mean much. It would still be like sizable. Okay, let's sit down and consider this for a second, right? We are so next week should be 1 month of chapter 1, right? Wait, hold on. Let me check. Because I made my my chapter 1 like review video like on the first week, right? So let me see. Yeah, so this is going to be week 3. So so next week will be the 1 month anniversary of chapter 1, right? So Assuming they are on schedule, next week should have the new Conquest dungeon, right? And the week after that should have some sort of PvP game mode. So there's a non-zero chance we'll have stuff, like maybe some data mine stuff for the, at least the next dungeon. Just switch to the global version. Yeah, let me do that. Let me boot up Throne and Liberty real quick. Hell yeah. Just stream 7 hours until the servers go up. Yeah, do you have any other great idea, Kegi? Just switch to Final Fantasy 11 until the servers go up. I'm pretty sure my sub ran out for Final Fantasy 11, Cerulean. Yeah, gonna be dead ass. I mean, hey, I'm down to chat. Like, if you guys look, at the end of the day, if anyone is new to AION2 and has questions, now is your fucking time, because I'm going to stall this shit. All right, I just got raided. I have someone who's dropping gifted subs. I'm gonna stall, bro. So if you have anything anything on your mind, we can talk about it. Cause bro, have you seen the size of this patch note? I'm done. I'm fucking done. I should be stopping stream right now. Like, this is it. This is a non-patch. Templar or Cleric for first character? I'm gonna be making a Templar on global. I mean, if you mean for yourself, it depends on which archetype you fuck with, you know? React stream. I mean, we can react. Yeah. If you have something you want me to react to that isn't slop, like, we can do it. White Templar though, I want to play a support adjacent class on global that still performs decently well in 1v1 PvP. But isn't the best, right? So not Gladiator. And it's either going to be Templar or Channer. But based on the fellas I'm going to be playing with, it does seem like we already have Channer's options. So I'm probably going to play Templar. Yeah. What useful websites you actually use for AION2? Honestly, none. Because, like, okay, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. A lot of people are going to tell you this, right? AION.ing, right? And the thing is, at face value, people are going to look at this and be like, wow, this is great information about, like, the current performance of classes. The problem is that it's not, because this website doesn't account for RDPS, first of all. Second of all, it doesn't update based off of patch notes, and you can't sort based off of patch notes, right? So you're going to have a mix of stuff, like, in between patches, including nerfs and buffs and everything in between, right? So a lot of the data in here is to take with a heavy fucking grain of salt. You're also going to have outliers on, like, bosses that die in 10 seconds that are going to sway the information. So I can tell you right now, in terms of all of the DPS classes, right? All of the DPS classes, all of them are pretty fucking even when it comes to more long form raids. So, like, 3+ minute fights, right? Like, all of these classes are, like, within 5% of each other. The problem is that you have classes like Assassin or Gladiator that really strive from short fights. And the only fights we have right now are fucking bosses that die in 30 seconds. So of course these two classes show up at the top, right? But as soon as you're going to, like, go into Sanctuary 4, and you're going to, which is realistically the only location where you will actually give a shit about your DPS, you will quickly see that everything just kind of evens out. Especially when you start accounting for RDPS, because, like, again, all of this information is ADPS information, right? So it's heavily skewed. So yeah, quite frankly, right now, I'm not really using any websites for this game. Maybe a timetable website every now and again, but I just have everything in mind. So what I can see, endgame progress is heavily restricted by daily activities. A few hours of actual gameplay, is this the case? PoE, the game is weekly based, not daily. So the gaining happens on a weekly basis. I don't play Ranger, but just curious what the CDR proc on Ranger. Visal. Basically, when Visal is up, when you land critical hits on Ranger, all of your cooldowns go down by 1 second, I think, right? And because Ranger attacks pretty fast, the CDR procs happen constantly. Step and Glider in the same group, how performance of this combo? Does the group rate... No, it doesn't lack DPS. The thing is that the 10 classes, the way they are built right now, when you account for the group buffs and everything, they are honestly on the same level as DPS classes, like DPS-wise. Our DPS, rate DPS. Like when I say ADPS, basically what ADPS is, it's the DPS amount that accounts for the buffs you have also received, right? So it's not, ADPS is not your actual DPS. It's just the number that shows up on the DPS meter. RDPS is the DPS that accounts for the buffs that you give and that you take, and subtract from the one that you receive and add for the one that you give, right? So RDPS is the value that actually matters. But the problem is, no one fucking does RDPS in AION2 right now. So, yeah. Which is why all of those DPS meters take everything with a huge fucking grain of salt, because it's the same situation where people lost their mind when Gladiator started being at the top of DPS meters. Gladiator's DPS hasn't really changed all that much. It's just that Gladiator was an insane group buffer, right? It had Zickles, it had Life-Stealing Blade, right? It had all of these buffs that they gave to the group, and they turned them into personal buffs. And to compensate, they took the DPS from that from the group buff that it was giving and put it into the Gladiator DPS, right? So pretty much all that they did is they moved the invisible DPS, woo, the spooky invisible DPS, and they made it visible on the DPS meter. And that's when people started losing their mind, when really, realistically, Gladiator was probably doing more DPS effectively in an optimized scenario before those changes. When you, especially if you start accounting for stuff like stagger damage on Zickles, right? So yeah, which is why anytime someone expresses opinions about overall DPS just based on shit that shows up on like AION.ing or DPS meters, take it with a huge grain of salt. 5 daily quests. Yeah, I mean, the daily quests are like, they take 3 minutes and it's one character, and honestly, you don't even need to do them because they give fuck all. I'm a main Gladiator since AION1 launch and I don't mind tanking, but I prefer not to if I have a choice. I mean, just consider Gladiator and AION2 to be like in a similar position than Gladiator and AION1 in terms of what you're gonna do. Like, if you play with a Templar, the Templar is gonna be doing the tanking. If you're playing in a regular group without a Templar, you're gonna be the one doing the tanking, right? Now, it's a bit different in AION1, obviously, but it's kind of the same scenario. Doesn't that still kind of make Sin Ranger underwhelming compared to Glad? I mean, the thing is, okay, the problem is that we just don't fucking know what the actual numbers are, because the only data that we have is data from content that dies in 30 seconds and data from training dummies, which have 0 resistances and 0 mechanics, right? When we have the next layer, like the next release of Sanctuary, when we get Sanctuary 4, and we have a proper fight, these are the DPS numbers we should be looking at. This is where it's actually going to matter. It's going to be an actual fight. It's going to last for more than 6 minutes. It's going to have proper stats. This is where we're going to be like, okay, maybe this class is underperforming a bit. Maybe this class is overperforming a bit. You know what I mean? Is Templar holding aggro? Yes. Templar has very, very heavy threat tools, more so than Gladiators, that allows it to hold aggro very easily. Out of content, yeah. What's your thought on Brawler Monk for both PvE and PvP? I'm gonna be honest, I just don't have any thoughts about it, because I haven't played it. I haven't met a Brawler that has reached, like, endgame yet. There are a couple that are getting close. I haven't really encountered any. And for both PvE and PvP. So I don't have too much of an opinion on it. The closest thing to an opinion I could have is how they perform in equalized BGs, because obviously everyone is around the same level here, right? But it was mostly underwhelming in PvP, in equalized BG from what I've seen. But then again, I mostly play Cleric in BG, and in my opinion, Cleric is overtuned in BGs right now. So, yeah. What's the price of a character slot? 1,000 kuna. Like, if you straight swipe it, I think it's like 12 bucks, 13 bucks. How is Templar in PvP? It's overall solid. It struggles a bit with damage against classes that have like good healing. So like think Cleric, Channer, because Templar doesn't have any source of anti-healing. So yeah. Overall it performs okay. It has some decent matchups. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's kind of standing in the middle. Although after this patch, like the Templar stonks are going up in terms of personal DPS, so things could change a bit. Although I do think Templar is going to struggle a bit more against Sork because of this change right here. Do you think extendable weapons is a must for melee classes in PvP? Of course. I'm not going to say it's a must. I'm going to say that it's great to apply pressure, though. Like, if you're playing against a range class that is running around, I don't think you need it, but it's pretty good to, you know, help with, whatchamacallit? Help with uptime. And I mean, at the end of the day, right, the high commander weapon is extendable, so, you know. Although, like, early game, if I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to be running Horn Dragon for PvP. As long as they don't do any other changes. When looking at you, streams, are players staying in AoE and boss because you heal them, or is it because not worth dodging? People just get... Some people get lazy. Some classes can just invuln past ground AoEs. Like melees, for example, they have skills to just block through them. And some classes even want to do that because they proc passives by doing so. Much easier. Yeah, I mean, specifically when you're fighting like SM, Sork, Ranger, which are the high status effect resist classes, like extendable is useful because you're going to get some stun resisted. Did they add in combines yet? Do you mean weapon fusion? If you mean weapon fusion, like it's kind of in the game in the sense that the guard slot is meant to be the weapon fusion slot, but it's even across every class. How does Ranger and Sin feel both in PvP and PvE? What would you say is the biggest difference between them pro cons? Both are great, honestly. Like, Assassin overall is the highest burst damage class in PvE. It's also like up there in terms of like long-term DPS in PvE. And in PvP, Assassin is one of the top contender. Like, it's up there. Like, when you think of 1v1 threats in PvP, you're thinking classes like Gladiator and Assassin specifically. Ranger is not too far behind in PvE DPS. I would say it's still a bit below Assassin overall. Like, in terms of burst damage, it's nowhere near Assassin. In terms of long-term DPS, it's slightly behind. Like, it's not that far behind, but it's like, again, within 5%. But at the same time, Ranger doesn't struggle with like content where being a melee can be problematic. Like, think sieges, world bosses, ZVZ, stuff like that, right? Ranger obviously doesn't struggle with that. And Ranger is also like significantly better at farming trash in the open world. So like anything that involves just grinding mobs in the abyss, for example, Ranger is the king of that. So yeah, like overall, I would say I would not necessarily pick one over the other. It's going to be more so about like, do you care about being a range versus a melee? And because like Ranger is also very strong for 1v1 PvP. Like, it's not as strong as it used to be because it got nerfed a couple of times. Like, especially after the knockback nerf, Ranger's stonks fell down a bit in PvP, but it's still pretty good, right? So yeah, it mostly depends on what you care about in the game. Do you think they will add an ult, like Radiant 10 skills in the future? Maybe there is like room to add DPs in this game. Like, again, the strings for DP are in the client. They could be adding them. Okay. Would you be able to give us a quick rundown on the daily weekly loop? I mean, Troy, okay. I don't know how new you are to the channel, Troy, but I do have a video on my YouTube channel that is like, I mean, I can just like look it up, I guess. If you scroll down a bit, it should be around here. Yeah, there you go. This one. This video 2 months ago. This video goes over like everything that the game has to offer in terms of like systems, content, and everything. It's not completely up to date because obviously the game has added stuff within 2 months. But if you want to have a broad idea of like everything that the game has to offer content-wise, this is probably your best bet, because otherwise we're going to be here a while. Thanks for the follow, Erudite. I mean, and broadly speaking, by the way, if you're new to the channel, right, like, I have been making content for this game for the last 7 months. Anything like between guides, opinion pieces, everything is in there. A lot of it is a bit dated, because obviously, like, if I made a system guide about, you know, something 5 months ago, chances are that system probably changed a bit. And thanks for the follow, Erudite, Siri, Deegan, and Taco. Very cool. You're playing people? I know about that already. Well, there you go. I mean, the answer stays the same then. Like, if you want to have a broad idea of everything that the game has to offer, this is probably the video for you. And also, like, I absolutely welcome you to browse other videos as well. Like the more recent old video that I made, like, this is as up to date as it gets, because I literally just posted it yesterday, right? So I recommend you to skim through all of them. And if you are really curious about things, like, obviously, if you have like specific questions about specific topics, I'll be more than happy to answer you. And I'm also going to be making a litany of guides in the month leading to global that will be up to date, specifically targeted for global. So yeah. Is it possible to play with only one character main on global release? You can, but ults are going to have very high benefits, especially early into the game's lifespan. I mean, again, I'm assuming Ovifer that you're probably asking this because of this video, so I'm assuming you've already seen it. But if you haven't seen it already, I do recommend taking a look at it, because like this basically will give you the full overview of exactly what ults do and why you want or not to make them. So yeah. Sounds like Lost Ark again. Hey, look, someone that hasn't watched the video. Isn't that great? It really be like that. Caught. We got one, chat. Time to play many characters. Let's take a base Lost Ark. You don't need to play many ults. It's just that for certain systems, it's in your best interest to have at least a couple, like let's say 2 or 3, to do the baseline stuff. It's going to be like, you know, at most 30 minutes to an hour of your time per week to be running these on like a baseline with functionally 0 investments. But it's going to be very helpful to your progression long term. What's your take on early access and communities play? Do you think early access server will last? Do you think market free-to-play server will be healthier, especially for whaling? I mean, obviously, early access will attract more whales and more... The thing with early access is that you're going to have a lot more of those cringe content creators that just like MMO hop, that will bring like a large amount of players on servers and then quit 2 weeks later and bring their community with them, right? Which inherently will impact the health of the server, both in terms of the economy and the player base, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is you're going to have more whales on early access servers, because clearly if they pay for the package, they are probably going to be willing to pay for other stuff, right? Which means that the economy is going to be more inflated. But that also means that if you are a non-spending user, you're going to be able to abuse that by selling Kina early on for excessive prices to those dumbasses, right? So there are pros and cons to that. And on the final side of it all, you will also have a bigger amount of Korean and Taiwanese veterans playing on them, which means that if you're completely new to the game, you're going to be dropped into a bigger pool of sweaty players overall, right, across the board. Now, in terms of the game, the health of the servers, all things considered, as long as you don't join a server with like Shroud, you're probably going to be fine. But it's mostly going to be a matter of like when they open up the economy and server transfers towards other servers. If they do it around season 2, it's going to be fine. If it takes them longer than that, we're going to start to have a problem. But overall, yeah, that's kind of where things are standing out. In terms of like the advantage that early access is going to provide you, it's not going to be very significant at all. It's just going to be like a bit more energy and a bit more leeway to level up your ults if you want to make them. Let's see. Well, gold farmers farming on early access servers. I mean, we'll have those everywhere. Obviously, people are going to be more willing to pay high prices there, so, you know. Don't necessarily need ult for gold. You need to horizontal system. Yeah, pretty much. Array, yeah. Ults are more so for the horizontal progression shit. Like, think the closet, stuff like that, right? You will be able to use them early on to run dungeons to get more resources and money. It's going to be especially effective early on. But as soon as we get later into season 2 and then into early season 3, that's going to fade out in terms of like the benefit between investment versus reward, right? You're going to have to invest more into your ults, which means that people are going to start dropping them a bit. And by the time we reach chapter 1, you're basically just going to have like one ult that is going to be juiced to be able to run those dungeons. Possible to have 3 assassins? Yeah, of course. You just do whatever the fuck you want with ults. Like, a lot of people are going to be making support ults to get into groups earlier with shittier gear, because people are going to be less regarding in terms of your equipment on support classes, but broadly speaking, it doesn't matter too much. Just play whatever. Like, my main ult right now is a ranger, and even though my ranger is like straight shit from an ass, I'm not having too much trouble running stuff with it. All right, this is a big question. Let's see. What would you recommend about someone hesitating between Assassin and Gladiator? On AION1, I hated Gladiator being too slow in PvP and PvE, but I guess it came from the game compared to action. On AION1, on the other hand, Gladiator seems pretty mobile here. Every class is fast as fuck in this game, but the thing is, broadly speaking, in terms of like playstyle and gameplay, every class is very simplistic to play. It doesn't matter which class you play, the combat just isn't very involved in AION2. So on the rest, like both Assassins and Gladiator are overall like extremely solid classes right this instant. Obviously, like take it with a fucking grain of salt because balance is a thing that happens, and any class could become dog shit overnight, right? But yeah, like both classes are very solid. I would say Assassin is maybe slightly less mobile in PvE because you want to stand in the back and you're more reliant on your gap closes and everything, whereas Gladiator can just like Gladiator can literally just helicopter its fucking dick around the boss, and no one's gonna give a shit as long as it's not the tank, right? So, yeah. But both are really strong overall. So it's more so about what do you prefer? Do you want to play a purely DPS class, or do you want to play a more bulky class that can also tank? Sidetracked for 30 minutes. I mean, I'm done reading the patch notes. I'm done. I went through them. So like, if you want to hear more about the patch notes, by the way, like for anyone who's new to the channel, I do make patch notes video every week after maintenance. So when the servers come back up, I'll post a patch note video that will go through everything. If not a veteran, I should start after early access. If you don't want to like be dropped in a server that is going to have more sweaty players, then probably don't play on early access. Yeah, like early access is probably going to be more chill, especially to begin with. I'm interested in Souls, get disengaged, re-engage, and PvP 2 and high burst. Yeah, I mean every class is just like fast as fuck, has high mobility. Every media has a million gap closer. Every class has full mobility and everything. Every class attacks 50 times a second. So ultimately, it's more so about what you want to do with the class, more so than, you know, what the class is capable of. Because every class is honestly good, right? Every class has its niche. So it's more so about the archetype. How does equalize BG works? We have access to it at level 45. Yes. Ultimately, I could level up both 45 to him. Yeah, you can. You can do that. Absolutely. As soon as you can enter the equalized BG, you'll have the same stats as everyone. Did you play AION1? Entropy, I'm about to blow your fucking mind. So this is my YouTube channel, right? So I've been posting content in AION2 for 7 months. But if the adventurous player there, scroll down beyond the AION2 content, you will see this AION1 content. You know what? I'm going to leave a fucking AION1 video playing in the background. Whatever. There you go. This is me playing on AION1. Template any good in PvP? Yeah, overall I would say Templar is solid. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It has some good and bad matchups. Overall, like it's pretty good, and it's been like I would say overall Templar has been seeing its stonks rise over time exclusively. So it's a pretty like solid pick. You were a Templar in Iron 1? I played everything in Iron 1. I played every class. ADHD Subway Surfer background video, yeah. I mean, hey, if it can educate people on the fact that I literally played Iron 1 for 15 years, I am that guy. So be it, you know? It's good to have a refresher every now and again. And thanks for the best story. Also, I know that the video playing on the background literally acts like jingling keys, but you can keep asking questions if you so desire. I'm gonna be streaming for a bit longer. Template Iron 1 equals AION2 Gladiator? Nah. It really isn't. Like, Template Iron 1 was a very high maintenance class. You kept switching between weapons, you needed like 50 million sets to make the most out of the class. At the end of the day, Iron 1 and Iron 2 are just like fundamentally very different classes. You know what I mean? Like, both classes are very, very different from each other. I mean, both games are very different from each other. Like, Iron 1 was a sandbox PvP game, Iron 2 is a theme park PvE MMO. We'll get to set switching in Iron 2. I mean, the one thing that's preventing us from doing that, Akiran, is the inability to dissociate gear swapping and genus swapping and genus swapping from skill bar swapping, right? You can technically do it. You can manually do like switch both. It's just very inconvenient. You can have keybinds for it. You can have keybinds for the gear. You can't have keybinds for the genus. That's the problem. And the thing with your set in Iron 2 is that the genus is the backbone of your set. What does having an accuracy bot and non-accuracy bots? Yeah. But the problem is that most Koreans that I've seen do that, I mean, you know the gear swap window that you have, right? They just have it open 24/7 and they just like click on gear and genus, basically. They just manually gear between the two, right? It's just really inconvenient. Like it's nowhere near on the same extent of Iron 1, right? What have I mentioned? Yeah. I mean, the amount of sets I had in Iron 1 on my template on Classic was, yeah. It was something. I'll say as much. I mean, hey, personally, I like it. Bro, at the end of the day, my roots stem from Final Fantasy XI. And Final Fantasy XI, for anyone that doesn't know that game, is basically a spreadsheet with a Final Fantasy skin on top of it. And the entire game was gathering equipment. So me, I like that shit. The whole preset with keybinds, yeah, but the thing is, Akiran, last time I tried, even if you don't switch the skill bar preset, it doesn't let you switch the preset as long as you have a stigma skill in cooldown. Because of cooldowns, yeah. It doesn't matter, even if you don't switch the gear, like even if you don't actually switch the gear, it doesn't let you. Cross with mass mainstream, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing here, right? This is a full 50 elite cloth. Hell yeah. When I played Templar, I played other classes as well. This is my Templar videos. These are my Cleric videos. Now, the thing with Cleric videos is that you make a PvP video on Cleric, right? And when you do that, the video is like 50 minutes long because it takes forever to kill people on Cleric. So this PvP video is like 23 minutes, dude. Hell yeah. And I'm pretty sure like 1/3 of it is like one ink. Yeah. All right. Do we have any other questions in chat? Anything else people are curious about? Because I mean, I do have a yeah. I got a DM from like an NCA guy before stream, so I kind of have to answer him at some point. What is that big ass question? Most of the gameplay I've seen made already some stealth macro class to play medium of the game without stealth no control. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of assassins don't even fucking run stealth anymore in PvP nowadays because you just don't need it, right? Like, the thing with stealth is there's no downside to dying in this game. So even if, let's say, you jump someone, you kill them, and then you die, who cares, right? And like, broadly speaking, when you roam in the open world, the render distance, the render distance for other players is so fucking bad that you're already in stealth. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're approaching someone like a little bit too fast, they're not gonna see you. So, you know, so most people just drop stealth for more utility. Ult video, I didn't understand something. I have to do PvP on ult. Nah, you don't have to. I mean, you can if you want to milk more AP out of your ult to be doing like more like abyss equipment conversion for your closet or farming more PvP mana stones, but you genuinely don't have to. Corridors are more than enough. 10 months and 10, yeah. Old Iron UI was really nice, yeah. Iron 1 hits diff, you know. Whereas Battleground seems like a really good thing to test classes. Yeah, it is. It really is. I need to play more Temple, actually. Maybe I missed it in your video, but when should you actually start creating your first ult after a global release? Right away. Right away. You don't even need to... Okay. If you really want to min-max, and this is going to be part of, like, you know, the broad guides I'm going to make, but if you really want to min-max, you want to make all of the characters that you want to make overall, and you want to get all of them to level 20 as fast as possible. And the reason why you want to do that is because at level 20, you unlock Crow Cave, which is your first dungeon. And as soon as you do, you start building up dungeon energy, right? You won't start building dungeon energy until you do that. So the first few hours of global, you just bring all of your characters to level 20, so they start building dungeon energy, and then you're Bing chilling. Then you can just take your time, doesn't matter. You're not going to lose out on dungeons or anything because your energy is going to keep building up. Need to turn on graphics and setting it up. AION2 to 20%. Yeah, they really need to expand on the render distance and the targeting distance in this game. Can you jump in AION2? I mean, yeah. I mean, bro, you can fly. Are ult mandatory? The problem is that if I say yes, the usual reaction is going to be like, oh my god, Lost Ark PTSD. The problem is that it's not a yes in the Lost Ark sense, and it's a yes in the sense of like really low investment ults in a certain quantity are very fucking useful to some of the long-term horizontal progressions for your main character. So my answer is going to be yes, but not for what you think. And I'm going to direct you towards the last video I released yesterday about ults. You have answers to that if you haven't watched it already. I don't know, you played Cleric in AION1 as well. I played everything in AION1. I played absolutely everything. There's not a class I didn't play in AION1. What not to do? Yeah, I'm gonna be making a video about that, artists. Noko, thanks for the prime. Enjoy the emotes made by me. Yeah, you can edit the draw distance in the Unreal Engine 5 thing, but probably don't do it, you know? At the end of the day, it is client tampering, so yeah, probably don't do that. Watch video yet? How long would a daily maintenance be for ults to be worth it? I have the full breakdown in the old video itself. I mean, I can just... You know what? We're doing this live. Fuck it. I don't even need to have the... There you go. I'm just going to play this slideshow at the end, and this is going to answer your question. You just read the text. I loved Gunslinger. I did play some Gunner. I do have some Gunner PvP videos as well. I guess I can play them after I'm done showing this. Which is why, like, every time someone comes into my alt video, into the comment section, and is like, how much time do you need to invest into the alt? And I'm like, bro, have you watched the video? The last third of the video is what you're looking at right now. Like, please. I understand we live in a society where most people don't have very high attention span, but please, I made a whole ass video. Please respect me. I will get on my knees and beg. I will do it. I even made a funny slider at the end. Are you guys ready for it? Are you guys funny for the funny slide? It's gonna be great. Yeah, there you go. You see that? Hell yeah. Ah, there you go. No people today can focus for 8 seconds. You make 10+ minute video. Yeah, I know, right? It's fucked up. I should be making shorts. I mean, why do you think the fucking slop videos with like really clickbaity thumbnails work? We live in a society type shit. Those hours include tea breaks, not toilet breaks allowed time. Good question, Ines. Anyways, as a video editor, I actually really appreciate that. Thanks. I mean, it wasn't too much effort, but I felt like I needed some sort of like visual representation of like how much time an alt takes in comparison to your main, because like that's the one thing people come to me for the most. They're like, oh, this is just Lost Ark slop again. I'm going to be playing my alt more than my main. But the thing is, when you actually drop it on paper in terms of like the expected amount of time you're like, you know, actually expected to spend into the game to keep up with endgame, it's actually not that bad. Early on, it's going to be a lot more, obviously, but as the time goes by, like it's kind of, you know. BTS folks, yeah. I mean, just look at my comment sections. I even removed a couple of them, but there's still plenty of people that are like, XDD, Lost Ark, old slop, you know. It is what it is. Lost Ark overall, as popular as it was, and as good of a game as it was, Lost Ark did a lot of damage when it comes to the reputation of Korean games. Because like a lot of stuff that people were just used to with Korean games and were ready to stomach, the post Lost Ark of it all, like, really swayed the whole shtick around KMMOs. Like Lost Ark kind of shat in the bed of every other future KMMOs, you know what I mean? I mean, some of it is for the better. Some of it just gives people weapons to criticize stuff that doesn't really have to be criticized, in my opinion. But I mean, you know, that's another topic. That there you go. Here's a gunner one. Twitch TV abuser. What a name, dude. I'm not sure about this one, Chief. There you go. Here's a Gunner video. I played Gunner for 4 months, and then I got bored, and I sold it. This was like an entry-level gear Gunner, and it was the most one-dimensional, boring class I've ever played in my life, so I just sold it. Last Ark was so fun and great until you got into endgame and had to spend almost the entire day grinding on ults. Yeah, the thing is, AION2 is nothing like that, but obviously the moment you mention ults to anyone about any game, they're like, that's it. It's Korean stuff. Pack it up, boys. It's dead on arrival. Holy shit. And then you remember that making an ult on any MMO in existence gives you some sort of benefits. And this game is just no different. You know what I mean? So it's just a battle you can't really win, and it is what it is. Lost Ark 2, pay to win. Yeah, exactly. And look, at the end of the day, like, that's why I just do my own thing, bro. Like, I'm just, as I said, I'm a player first, content creator second, right? I'm here to enjoy the game first and teach people about the game second, for them to also be able to enjoy the game at its fullest, right? And all of the content creation space, I don't give a shit about. All of the slop content creator that only rely on making sensationalistic videos with AI thumbnails, try and drive clicks at the detriment of games and their players, I don't give a shit about those, right? Like, I couldn't be any further from any of this. Like, I have too much shit going on in my life that, you know, I care more about to be giving a shit about it. So, ults level 20, yeah. To begin with, yeah, early on, just to gather up energy, and then after that, like, the rate of leveling on your ult is going to be more relevant to the speed at which you want to start doing corridors, which at the very beginning is not going to be incredibly relevant because we're only going to have lower Ashanta, which means at most we're going to have like 2 artifacts, which is good, but it doesn't call for urgency. Like, it doesn't call for play 72 hours in a row to get all the ults leveled up type of energy, even if you're sweaty, you know what I mean? Archer and AION2 doesn't look as fun. I mean, Ranger in AION2 is fun. It's just brain dead. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's not fun. It's just brain dead. SOG almost cried when he said ults give you advantage. No comments. One comment pissed me off was I imagine wasting time. I mean, yeah. Ultimately, right? And look. I know. I have a bunch of people here just, you know, hearing me yap for a second. If I can give you one fucking piece of life advice, guys, and I keep saying this, when it comes down to these games, you just fucking play them, right? You play them. If you're having fun, you keep playing them. If you're not having fun, you just drop them and move on to the next one. Because life is too difficult to be giving any more of a shit about it. That's not to say you shouldn't be passionate about stuff. I think being passionate about stuff is fine. But there's absolutely no use in like losing sleep and flailing your arms from side to side and getting upset at everything. Just because something is not going the exact way you want it to. You know what I mean? Running on the Abyss during your streams, that's something you should do every day. No, it's just Samey. The main reason why I do that is you have a weekly quest that requires you to kill 2,000 monsters in the Abyss, and you also have contracts. So I just do that like... I do that basically once a week. I'm just going to dedicate like 1 or 2 hours to grinding into the Abyss, basically. Do I have like some old ass fucking AION video to put in the background to wrap up? Disgusting Final Fantasy 14 video. Sure, Pestilence. We talked about him the other day. Why not? Blame NC for having puddle deep class design, yeah. Had to pick one, would you pick Ranger or Sork? In the current state of things, I mean, look, it's just personal preference, right? I would probably play Sork right now. I think I would have more fun playing Sork. And thanks for the photo, Sammy. How dare you mark the perfect game? Dungeons ticket will change. What would change exactly? They got removed from the game. There's no more dungeon tickets. You can keep running the same thing as long as you have energy. Do contracts work the same as when a Throne and Liberty? Kinda, but it's not the same. It's not like you're not getting like 80 contracts to do in Abyss. Like you're getting like 5, and you complete it within like a couple of minutes, and that's it for the week. It's not daily. It's just like a couple of weekly contracts. Do you think AION1 and global release monetization are different? I don't see many differences. AION1 on global release. Do you mean the AION2 monetization compared to current AION1? So far, it mostly seems to be the same. Is Patchnotes out? What happened to BR mode never arrived? Battle Royale is probably going to come out in like 3 weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. And yeah, the Patchnotes are out. I already went over them, so if you want, you can go back, watch that, and I'll be making the usual Patchnotes video after the servers come up in a couple of hours. The rewards are still limited. You are just limited to your energy, and there's the Kina dimensioning return as well, although it's really high. And thanks to the fellow Twitch TV abuser. Again, not sure about this name, but it is what it is. AION also getting 1v1 arena. We already have 1v1 arenas. It's just that it's dead content because it doesn't give you anything and it's not equalized. And thanks for the follow. Number 1, I'm second. I guess that's how I'm going to decide to read this name, and you can't take that away from me. And thanks for the follow, Safarius. By the way, I'm pretty much done already, guys. Like I'm just going through questions and everything because I just got hosted, and I'm just playing some like old AION1 video of mine. You make a class tier list. I made one late into season 3, and some people did not have the intellect to understand what I was putting down, so I will never make one ever again. Next time I do something that just explains classes and everything, I'm just going to adopt a completely different format, but I'm never making a tier list again. Because like at the end of the day, I'm not here to make clickbait. I'm not here to make sensational video. I'm not here to like lie to people. I'm just here to like teach people about stuff and help people enjoy the game. And I want to stand as far away as possible from making that type of content. I only made that tier list because people were asking me to, and I felt like it was an easily understandable way to like format to put down that video. But what resulted from it, I fucking hated. So I'm probably just going to like unlist it and just like adopt a different format moving forward. The subscription extra rewards, I don't know anymore. Yes. The sub is basically like mandatory if you even remotely play the game seriously. It's not as common to yeah. Doing for the one that cares, like me, I will, but I'm just going to adopt a different format. Because when you have people that react to your tier list, right? Because obviously I was not able to put down all of the information down for every class. It was just the ranking is accurate, the description wasn't like complete, and some people that either don't actually play the game, didn't understand what I was saying, or people just took things a little bit too literally, right? Like this class is at the bottom, therefore it's unplayable. You know, like it's here for specific reasons that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So yeah. What's your top 3 best ult to play? Personally, I'm going to be making Rangers, Clerics, and Channers. Because I want Rangers to farm in the Abyss for potential stones on the long run. I think so for Roti. And I'm going to make Channers and Clerics because it's going to be easier to run dungeons with them. Our skin per character per server? Per server. Everything is per server, including the cash shop cosmetics. Alex banned in chat? They shouldn't be. I don't think I banned them. At least on Twitch I don't. Maybe YouTube has some sort of moderation, but... Also going to try the game with me. Which one would you recommend based on recent changes between Sork and SM? Both are solid for different reasons. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would say, yeah, honestly, I think both are fine. The Sork stonks have been going strong lately, but I would say that SM is still really fucking solid. And SM has some potential for stuff that is very unique to SM. These videos are resurfacing memories that were forgotten long ago. I mean, if you want to go down memory lane, I have been making cringe PvP compilation on AION1. God. I think the oldest one is probably 14 years old. So if you want to go down memory lane, be my guest. My YouTube channel is right there for you. Ranger channel Cleric, yeah. This panic won't work. Does it work now? I don't see it. I mean, you can try posting it on Twitch, I guess. Or on Discord, perhaps. Oh yeah, also by the way guys, quick reminder, weekly patch, which means we're gonna have data mining happening. So if you're curious about that, that's happening on my Discord right now. And yeah, it actually started already. So there's probably not gonna be much this week, but you know. 3, okay, but I can read some. So 3 additional collabs are scheduled. See. Yeah, and there's additional strings that let you know that you've entered a different channel in the Abyss. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. Is SM Dispel impactful like I was in Dungeon Island 1? In PvE, it's useless. In PvP, it's quite impactful, yeah. Because you can dispel... It's one of the things that SM does really well, is like neuter some classes. And the Dispel also seals people. I'll have a look at it later, right? All those memories in my main most likely won't be in AION2. No, that. How the fuck, dude? We have all 5 Ethertech fans in this chat. That's crazy. I went all my life playing AION1, and I met 3 Ethertechs, and everyone hated this fucking class. And you're like the 5th guy that has come into my channel and was like, dude, Ethertech is like the best thing after sliced bread. And it's like, wow, you guys exist. That's great. I mean, good for you. Good for you. I can't even be mad. That's crazy work. Seals, I never tried to understood. Seal is a mix of silence and bind from AION1. So basically, just when you have seal on you, you cannot do anything other than auto attack. Yeah, Robert was peak. Hit my head. Okay, just for that, I'm going to bring back my assassin video where I dueled all of the top Ethertechs with quotation marks. I'm doing finger quotes in front of my computer right now. And taught them a lesson on fucking assassin. There you go. I'm just going to play this video. Paid actors, yeah, for real, dude. Excited for Cleric buffs? It's gonna be more PvE DPS, but it's going to make the class more one-dimensional. And it's also a 1v1 PvP nerf, so yeah, I don't know. I have mixed opinion about the Cleric stuff. Obviously, it's more PvE DPS, so ultimately it's probably fine. Yeah. I just don't like that direction. I'm also an Ethertech main, best class ever made in MMORPG. Bro, there's no way. How the fuck are all of you meeting in my chat? Okay, is it because I'm like the only fucking guy in this entire category that has actually played AION1? Like, what are we talking about here? That's crazy. The top Ethertechs didn't have keyboards. I would argue that none of the Ethertechs had keyboards. Because, bro, no one that... The overwhelming majority of Ethertechs were not good players, which is what saved us, because the class was fucking stupid, right? But most people who were good at the game did not want to touch the class with like a 10-foot pole. Losing to immediate with Ethertech is criminal. Yeah, you're about to see something criminal, Raiden, because I haven't watched this video in a while, and thanks to the follow challenge. I haven't watched this video in a while. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a close match. Most of AION1 guys are married with kids and busy caring for them. Rothye, bold statement. Okay, I don't know which side of AION1 you came from, and I say this with like the biggest amount of love. The overwhelming majority of AION1 players, especially the one that stick with the game for over 15 years, which includes me, have some sort of like latent mental illness, and are not like inserted into society. You know what I mean? And I also mean that as a self-burn, by the way, because I played AION1 up until like 2023, so at the end of the day, we never knew when to give up. Any not AION players? Yeah, I played a lot of not AION. I mean, I played a lot of not AION in like late 2.x, early 3.x. You say that, but my pocket cleric ended up in the Looney house? Yeah. Raiden, fun fact. The cleric PvP video that I just played, one of the mates I played with in that video ended in a mental institute. Like, I don't mean that as a meme, alright? I'm fully serious. The AION1 players, especially the long-staying one, are built different. In parentheses, derogatory. They need to unplug the game from them to stop. Even if they do, they're gonna find a way, bro. Oh, there you go, Raiden. Here's one. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy. Top Ethertech of my server back then, by the way. Look at him. He's silence and blind covered, and he's just running around. And now he puts the fucking MP leech. I'm kiting him, and I just return to him. I don't even know if I'm gonna lose HP. As an assassin, like, if you played Ethertech, you know the assassin matchup was not a hard one. And I'm not even fucking losing health, bro. Bring guys that worked on AION2, I don't work on AION1. Yeah, a lot of people who worked on AION1 are the one like working on AION2. I mean, that's NCSO was desperate, dude. Maybe his mother wasn't on, something like that. The sound composer, yeah. And by the way, I don't mean this like as a jab at anyone in those videos, right? Like, bro, the video is fucking 10 years old. I'm just saying that I do not have Ethertech in my heart, broadly speaking. I have beef with the fucking class. Alright, Raiden. Time music composer. I mean, AION2 has some banging music, although, okay, I'm gonna say something maybe a bit controversial. I would like for them to put some more lyrical music in the game too. Yeah. And I would like for them to put more like memorable themes in map areas because it's too low key. Also, okay. I know if you've been watching my videos, you probably heard it. I'm going to play a song on stream right now. All right, let me find it. I'm going to play a song on stream, and it's an AION2 song. And if you play the game right now, you know in Morheim, the main capital that we have, so you know the floating fortress with like all of the spikes with chromite and stuff. The main theme of that capital is very mid. Can we all agree on that? For all the people that play on Asmo side right now, like the main theme for the capital on Morheim is very mid. And thanks for the follow counted. I'm going to blow your fucking mind right now. Just give me a second. Just let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, there we go. Should be this one, right? Okay. Now, did you know that in Morheim, one of the tiny shed with just a tent and a shugo has a 4 minutes orchestral piece playing inside of it, and you will never hear it unless you stand AFK inside of it. Let me play it for you. It's this. I'm just going to play in the background, okay, for you guys to listen to. It's fucking 4 minutes long. Like, when you log back in, do me a favor, teleport to the Ilrasig outpost and just stay AFK. There's 4 variations, by the way. 4 of them. There's even a full piano one. No, it's not an AION1 piece, because this is new, right there. It's like my favorite fucking town track in the entire game. And it's in a shack that you never go in. Yeah, the first part of it, Saku, is from AION1. This that's playing right now is new. Yeah, the first tiny bit is the actual Ilrasig Outpost music, because Ilrasig Outpost was in AION1. But bro, listen to the track. I get it, Ilmich. That's fair. You know, I'm gonna go grab a drink. You guys listen to this, okay? Okay. We need a jam emote? You're not wrong. The interview with the composer. I mean, the music in AION2 is good. It's just really poorly fucking represented. Like, the best tracks are hidden, dude. Can you throw a link with the soundtracks? It's on my Discord. It's a Google Drive. It's this. It's from the data mine stuff. And by the way, this track has 4 versions, including one with piano that plays during the night. Like, there's a day theme, a night theme, and then a variation of both. It plays in a shack in which you spend 30 seconds during the storyline. Why? Why is this not the main capital music? I just don't get it. This is the one I used in the alt video, by the way. I had such a good song in a place like that. I don't know. Bad decisions. Whoever is in charge of, like, dude, I'm at this point, if I get to talk to Damien, like, I have a lot of things to ask to him about, like, actual gameplay thing. One of my questions is gonna be, why the fuck did you put this song in a fucking shack instead of the main capital? And why is the main capital music just white noise? Just, what is wrong with you? He spent 10 seconds, yeah, exactly, raked. Like, they also have, like, good music playing in menus that you never open. It's just, that's the thing that upsets me with AION2. The game has some great tracks. They keep putting great tracks in places where you'll never see them, and the actual locations where you spend your time have no music or really mid music. It's just weird. It is on release day. I did that too, Rothier. In relocations, yeah. Overwhelming. Dude, I don't care, man. The thing with AION1 is that AION1 had bombastic music in all of its main hubs. And that was also what was memorable about AION1, right? So why aren't they doing the same with this? Original game and listen? I mean, I think this is a fucking detriment. This is fucking insulting. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you guys want to browse, like, data mined music in general, because, like, by the way, this song, like, all of that, we've had these since midway through season 3, and usually we have those, like, in, like, a long time in advance because of data mining shenanigans, right? So if you want to listen to, like, clean tracks from the game, the data mining section on my Discord is the way to go. Vocal song and raid bosses, yeah. I mean, we got close. Like, Caldrix has some vocals, I guess, but that's what I said, right? I would like for us to get more lyrical songs as well in the game. "15 seconds before reaching the last boss." Yeah, Neon. What the fuck is that? Like, the best segment of the it's Scarlet Desire, right? The Mirror of Scarlet Desire, like, dungeon music, plays for one hallway. And it's like 3 minutes long, the actual track. Can I plug my OST Archive YouTube channel? Yeah, 100%. Ukidi, by the way, chat. Ukidi in chat is the person who's doing all of the data mining, and is doing, like, the community of service. Trust me, the day I make enough money with the channel to be able to, like, you know, have some, be more comfortable financially, I'm going to give him some money for this as well, 100%, because he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting. So yeah, give him a thumbs up, and make sure to check out the data mine stuff on the Discord and on his repo as well, and his YouTube as well. All right. Gonna be playing the new PoE League? Nah. I'm tunneled on this game for like the foreseeable future right now. Like, as I said, I'm probably going to be streaming some console games that I'm looking forward to, but it's gonna have to wait until after Global has come out and has settled. So like, I'm probably going, like, as I said, I'm probably going to play like, I have interest in the next Fire Emblem game, but that's coming out at the same time as Global, so I'm probably going to have to postpone that, and then I'm probably just going to play it on my own time. But like the Ocarina of Time remake, if that comes out late, I'm probably going to stream that, and the next Pokemon game, I'm probably going to stream that too. So a couple of other things as well, but for the time being, I am strictly tunneled on this game. Have been for 7 months and going to be for like a decent amount of time still. But yeah, anyways, chat, I have stalled enough. I have milked like another hour out of the stream. I think we're good now. So unless anyone has any more questions for me, like, just get them out of the way right now. But otherwise, I'm probably gonna be down for now. You know what? Let's look for someone to host. I mean, Hegmo's streaming. Yeah. You know what? You know what? Yeah. You guys go say hi to Hegmo. So yeah, for the time being, make sure to follow the channel on both Twitch and YouTube if you haven't already. And make sure to jump on my Discord to be made aware of my whereabouts, as well as, you know, to keep up with the data mining and stuff if you're interested with that. But yeah, otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a good night if you're EU, and look forward to the Patchnotes video after the patch, and look forward to tomorrow's stream. I'm going to be grinding. We're going to be doing early Sanctuary 3, actually. So yeah, just get that out of the way fast, and then a whole lot of stuff to do. But yeah, for the time being, I'm gonna host Hegmo. Hegmo plays Final Fantasy 11. Oh, he's playing 14 actually right now. So you go say hi to Hegmo. He's a nice dude. He's recently switched to doing full-time streaming, giving some strength, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Yeah. GG's.
You're looking pretty smooth.